People who do not succeed have one distinguishing trait in common. They know all the reasons for failure and have what they believe to be airtight alibis to explain away their own lack of achievement. Some of those alibis are clear and a few of them are justifiable by fact. But alibis cannot be used for money. The world wants to know only one thing. Have you achieved success? Here's the 57 famous alibis that lead to failure. If I didn't have a wife and family, if I had enough pull, if I had money, if I have a good education, if I could get a job, if I could get a job, if I had a good health, if I only had time, if times were better, if other people understood me, if conditions around me were only different, if I could live my life all over again, if I did not fear what they would say, if I had been given a chance, if I now had a chance, if other people didn't have it in for me, if nothing happens to stop me, if I were only younger, if could only do what I want, if I had been born rich, if I could meet the right people, if had the talent that some people have, if I dared assert myself, if I only had embraced past opportunities, if people didn't get on my nerves, if I didn't have to keep house and look after the children, if I could save some money, if the boss only appreciated me, if I only had somebody to help me, if my family understood me, if I lived in a big city, if I could just get started, if I were only free, if I had the personality of some people, if I were not too fat, if my talent were known, if I could just get a break, if I could only get out of debt, if I hadn't failed, if I only know how, if everybody didn't oppose me, if I didn't have money worries, if I could marry the right person, if people weren't so dumb, if my family were not so extravagant, if I were sure of myself, if luck were not against me, if had not been born under the wrong star, if it were not true that what is to be will be, if I did not have to work so hard, if I hadn't lost my money, if I live in a different neighborhood, if I didn't have a past, if I only had a business of my own, if other people would only listen to me, if I had the courage to see myself as I really am, I would find out what is wrong with me and correct it. Then I might have a chance to profit by my mistake and learn something from the experience of other, for I know that there is something wrong with me, or I would now be where I would have been if I had spent more time analyzing my weakness and less time building alibis to cover them. These are just the few excuses of failure that can destroy your life, so check yourself and remove them from your life before you end up broke and unhappy.